We agree that creating is hard, right? It actually feels impossible sometimes. But I don't really care how hard it is. I still want to be a creator, and you still probably want to be one as well. That's probably why you clicked on this video. But neither of us know how to start, right? So I'm gonna go figure it out, and you're gonna watch me figure it out, if you feel like it, okay? Now let's get into this. Part 1 is to get literally anything going. We just want to hit the ground running in some capacity, right? To start with a corny but well-placed quote, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And for us, my friend, that single step comes long before anything difficult. Before we dive off the deep end of diversification, long-form, streaming, finding your style, expanding to do what you really want to do, we have to take the single baby step that starts and links everything, and that is becoming camera comfortable. You don't need to be any type of person to be bad at being on camera. I've seen literal celebrities be bad at being on camera, and they're celebrities. But what I mean is not in a problematic way. It's not in a way where you say something awful, you're not media trained, nothing like that. I'm saying that you just don't have certain skills when you're not ready to be on camera. Like, have you ever seen a long-form content creator try and get on a stream just for like a guest appearance before? They're usually pretty bad at it because they just don't have the skills required to be a streamer. And it's okay, they can build them, but they don't have the skills yet. Luckily for you and me, this step is actually money cost free as long as you got a phone or laptop or some device that can record. And I'm assuming you do because you're probably watching this video on it right now. Now, there's many ways to start this process of getting camera comfortable, and let I remind you that this will be an ongoing forever process. You're never perfect, you're never absolutely done with this. But the step that I did was actually quite simple. Now for me, this step was literally just booting up TikTok and starting to follow this 30-day challenge for public speaking development from this account called Higher Up Wellness, although I tweaked the rules a little bit midway through. The idea of the challenge is to record a TikTok of yourself every day for 30 days with the rules that you cannot cut, you cannot script, and you cannot go for shorter than 1 minute. And this is supposed to help you work on your public speaking skills, but we're going to use it a little bit differently just to get camera comfortable, which is why I'm telling you to adjust the rules however you want to feel like it's being more beneficial for you. And that's how I started. They were bare bones, poorly lit, unplanned, glorified yap sessions, but they were not pointless. These first few crappy videos are actually what helped me understand a few key things that people do not tell you. Stop. I want you to keep watching this video, but to get the full benefit out of it, please go back and actually do some of these steps vaguely in the order that they come if you want to get the full benefit. What I recommend is finishing the video and then skipping around depending on where you actually are, because I believe most of you are probably started, but you just need something to really get the motivation going, and that's what I hope this video helps get you there. If you're just here for enjoyment, please feel free to keep on enjoying. And here's a small list of everything that I learned. For hands, I mostly just mean that your hands are very, very powerful for actually keeping the user engaged, way more than you think they would. I've had people comment very mean things about the way I move my hands in videos before, so I know that it's bothering people if it's bad. So I know it's helping people if it's good, you know what I mean? Eye contact. Now this is a bit weird because it's actually a phone camera or even like a more professional camera or even a webcam. But it's actually a lot easier than eye contact with people if you have struggles with that. So don't be worried about it. You'll get way better at this than you think you will, way quicker than you think you will. Holding a phone versus moving around with it is actually very, very different. It conveys a whole different vibe. I'm going to explain the differences probably about like right here in text. Pause it if you want to read it. It's a bit of a yap sesh, but I felt like it was important to include. Captioning is actually something that I learned a lot from this challenge because you're not just, recording the video, you're captioning it and posting it. And I realized how much it low-key does not matter what you put down there. Like, honestly, use it to your advantage how much people don't read the caption. Like, they might read the tagline, they might read the second line, but anything past that, I mean, just think about the way you scroll, right? Like, I don't read the caption at all, but like, I might read the first 2 lines, and everyone is pretty much the same in that regard, so use that to your advantage. Hashtags. So nowadays, they're not nearly as useful as they used to be. Back in the day, we had this thing called hashtag jacking, but it doesn't really work the same way. The algorithms use different technologies to make sure that doesn't happen, and even if it did happen, you'd attract the wrong audience anyway, so who cares, right? But what it is useful for is cataloging and archiving your videos, if that makes sense. Hashtags are actually good for archiving and cataloging content, but they don't impact your reach the way I'm sure you think they do. Just know that this is something that you're probably thinking way too much about, and you should put that thought into the quality of the videos instead. Let me clarify that social media and algorithms change all the time, so this could be entirely different. It could be completely pointless, but now I want you to understand that this is what I learned in just a few days. Imagine if you genuinely do this for a long time, you're going to pick up on the new things as they come, so don't worry too much about it. Don't imitate me. Do what makes you feel like it makes your videos the best. I'm sure there's plenty more that I learned subconsciously at this stage, but there is one secret that I must share with you. So spoiler warning, 3, 2, 1, desire. What do I mean by this? Well, it's actually quite simple. This is not something someone else can force you to do. This is just a hobby, just like any other hobby. If you're in it for the long game, you need to make sure you really want to do it. Make sure that it brings joy to you. Make sure you enjoy it. And that is what I mean by desire. You really need to desire to want to do this. It's not a motivation or discipline thing that I'm going to try and sell you. If it's fun, you will probably keep doing it. And if it's not fun, just like me, you're probably going to stop doing it. And you shouldn't force yourself. You shouldn't make yourself do things you don't want to do when it comes to hobbies, okay? That's just not something you should do. Now that we've walked our single baby step, it's time to get on to something a bit more official and a bit more boring, but I'm going to keep it as short as possible. Now that you've completed that 30-day challenge, you are a content creator, and no one can take that from you. As long as you believe it, and at least 10 other people viewed your videos, you're a content creator. You did what your 10-year-old self dreamed of doing. But I feel like a lot of us probably want to be more official than that. And that is where planning comes in. Wait. Stop. Do not click off just yet. I'm going to try and keep this as unboring as possible, okay? And this is actually a very serious step, okay? If at any time this whole process becomes too boring, it's likely you will quit or just not do the step. But these are important steps, so we need to make it fun and easy. I mean, for me, if I'm not threatened with bad grades and something's not fun, the chances of me doing it or even thinking about passively doing it drop to like negative percentages. I don't even think that's possible, but it does, it happens. So what's the next baby step, okay? We're going to diversify. Now, this sounds like a really official, really complicated term, right? But we're going to employ a new skill that we're going to have to start building called process breakdowns. This is just a fancy way of saying breaking stuff that sounds really complicated into tiny baby steps until our brains stop complaining and yelling at us to not do it because we're scared it's too much effort, it's going to take too long. At our small stage, this is actually quite easy. To diversify, we're going to make new accounts, alright? And if you're anything like me, you started with TikTok on short form. So, the obvious next step to diversify, assuming you're targeting like a vaguely English-speaking audience, is YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels. I want to add a short little aside here just to give you the full picture. YouTube and Instagram have had both the more interesting but also way more toxic comment sections. And if this is something that really bothers you, it is okay to turn your comments off if you can't handle it. It's also okay to just completely ignore them. For the first 30-day challenge, I vowed to not look at any of my comments because I was scared if any of them were too mean, I would just stop doing it. So just be wary of that. That is something that happens. I feel like it's not as big of a problem on TikTok, but I might be wrong depending on what videos you're making, what niche you're making them in. Just be wary that these people have seen a few seconds of your life, which is more than 1 million seconds probably at this point. Their opinion should be worth less than a summer ant to you, okay? Anyways, go ahead and go make those accounts. I'm going to teach you the tricks that made this process much more simpler, much more quick and easy for me, okay? Assuming you record on TikTok, once you go onto TikTok and caption your video, I want you to stop and copy that caption and put it somewhere else. Maybe your iCloud Notes app, Google Drive Docs, or even Discord private server. I use that method just because it's what's simple and easiest to me. And once you pasted that caption in, go and post the video and make sure that you have the setting on TikTok that has it download the video for you. Once you post it to TikTok, it should be downloaded on your phone, and you can go post it on Instagram, copying that same caption that you used earlier from TikTok. Now, when you're posting to YouTube, they don't really have a captioning system, as far as I can tell. They just have a title, so feel free to pick whatever you want. I just pick a few words. Just to be fully transparent here, I don't have the greatest performance when it comes to YouTube Shorts. I have like 71 subscribers compared to like a couple thousand followers on TikTok and Instagram. So I don't really know what I'm doing yet, But this is just what I found to work for now, and I will definitely add an addendum here if I ever get good at YouTube Shorts. So yay! Your first step of diversification. Can you believe it? That felt so easy, despite doing the very complicated term of diversification. Okay, well, we've diversified now, and now we have a vague workflow of how we want to run this whole show. Create on TikTok and redistribute to other platforms. It's very simple, very followable, and not hard and not boring at all, okay? So we're working perfectly right now. You can actually keep doing this for as long as you want, okay? This is where a lot of short-form content creators just stop and they keep perfecting their craft, and that is a-okay. However, I have to be honest here, short form never really felt like the goal to me, okay? It just was like, I have all these goals, all these things I want to do, but having an audience and creating content was the perfect link between them, and short form is how you grow your audience nowadays as a content creator. So I won't stop here, and I think it's extremely likely that you, if you're still watching, probably won't stop here either. Remember, it's fine if you do, but I'm going to keep going on for a little bit more. This actually brings us to everything else is hard. I don't actually have a great answer for any questions that I can think of at this point. I'm in the same boat as you are. A lot of this video is written in the present tense, but I actually have been doing it over the past few months or so. I actually have a secret to share. This video you're watching is the thing that's going to help me stop being lazy and actually go to long form and streaming content. Because for the longest time I've been telling myself I'm gonna go do it, but I've never been able to. So I just use this as a simple project to help get my foot in the game. What I can give you at this point is a starting point, and I'm going to give you that with a question. What is your passion? What do you really want to do? What is your goal? For most people, I feel like that answer just isn't short form. It's not content creator as this vague word. Most people, at least I feel like, have these different goals, right? They either want to be a musician, they want to be a streamer, something like that. For me, I want to be a video creator, musician, event coordinator, brand designer, fashion designer, streamer, musician again, cause gaming video creator, streamer again. I have a lot of goals, okay? I just realized that this, content creation, is the link between all of them. Having an audience is the link between all of them. So what do we do with this answer now? I mean, we've taken this really complex question and we have an answer to it. Well, we break down the process of getting to this, a video. Just for a short little example, how do we make a video, okay? Well, a video, we all know, has usually a script, a recorded bit, an edited bit, and posting. That's 4 big steps that are all super complicated. Just take those steps, use the process breakdowns that I told you about earlier, and then bam, you'll have a video as long as you can break it down into small enough steps for your brain to not permanently stall you out. I know this last part felt like a cop-out, but you need to reason with me. I am as new to this as you, the person watching, are. I would love to post an addendum to this video once I have this whole long form thing figured out, and I honestly plan on doing it. But for now, this is really all I can give you. Anything else and I would just be lying to you, and I'd likely have to just ask ChatGPT to make up anyways, which I'm not doing. That's not ethical, it's not moral, it doesn't make any sense. And just a personal request, but if any of this was helpful to you at all, leave a comment, especially if you can leave a comment like to something that you created. I'd love to see the outcome of this video, you know, the real reach. Also, you know it was coming, subscribe. You probably think you are, but you aren't, so trust me, go subscribe. More good stuff is coming. It is worth investing, claim your OG ticket, all of these call to action things that I need to put in here. Alright, well, see ya, that's all. First video, good, done.